And it's official. Anarchy champion, global champion, world champion, triple threat at My Bloody Valentine. No disqualifications, non-title contest to prove who the best champion in DBW is. If I'm being frankly honest here, we don't need a no disqualification triple threat match to prove who the greatest champion in DBW is, because you can see right here, right now, that I am the greatest thing going in DBW. And sometimes I wonder if it's the belt or me, or it's the simple tag team terminology here that we just don't get stopped. We are the top. Championship belt and me, we represent the entire federation. I've heard what Zach has to say. I've heard what Judgy has to say. And they've both heard what I had to say. But this is different. You see, they confirmed that match. That triple threat is happening. This is my thoughts on that. First of all, congratulations, Judgment. Bravo. Bravo! You've honestly finally done something that was more useless than facing the Blaze for the world title and using your ownership powers to put that belt back on your disgusting body. Let me explain to you something. It took you 5 minutes to get your first words out in your promo. Sit there unnaturally screaming into the air because of how angry you are that you're not the most relevant champion in DBW. Moving on to Zach Webb, the global champion, the Spider Bear. What the hell is a Spider Bear? I heard what you had to say. Relevancy does not equal greatness. But you know what it equals? Views. The spotlight. The main event. I am the show stealer. The best. The very best. How could you even proclaim to be best when your matches have been nothing short of mediocre? I mean, they're not my rookie fests, but let's go through the accolades of some of the guys you faced before. Devin James. You lost the tag titles with him to Mr. Judgment. Ustalo has never been able to capture a championship in DBW. And Adam Anderson, that kid was the first ever person to fail at cashing in the #1 Contenders Championship. How does that make you feel? That you took the worst of the veterans, the absolute piss poor worst of them, and made him even worse, just so you can get another W on your notch. And you're supposed to be a good guy, Zach. You're supposed to be a poster boy PG product. But you know what? You're not me. Neither one of you are. And that's why you're not the greatest champion of all time. That's why you're not the most relevant champion of all time. And that's why you're not the show stealer, Damon Scar. What you are, though, is little rats. Little parasites, little rodents that I have to exterminate. Because you're leeching off my spotlight. I'm the best, B-E-S-T, best thing going in DBW, and everybody knows it now. Everybody. Have you seen the views on my videos? Have you seen the likes, the comments? Everybody is talking about the most relevant champion in all of DBW. And that's what I've been trying to explain to you. But I've got more news for you. I've got another mind-blowing announcement. Not really. I have another fact to feed you before we get into this war come January, February, whatever the hell you want to promote it. Mr. Judgment wants a triple threat between 3 champions. A no disqualification triple threat. In case you're oblivious to history or incredibly dumb, triple threat? That's my territory. That's where I shine. That's where I destroy truckloads of people every single show just for my own amusement. And now I have a purpose in winning other than retaining my beautiful championship. No. Triple threat. Mr. Judgment, Zach Webb, Damon Scar. Going into that triple threat, Zach Webb, the last 2 triple threats you've been in, you lost. Now, granted, you may have not been pinned or submitted, but you still lost. And, Mr. Judgment, the last triple threat you were in, you're like, what, 6'5", maybe approaching 270? And you took on Zach Romig and Adam Anderson. Your very next match, you took on the Blaze. I think there's enough said for that. Me? I take on the very best of the best as the gatekeeper of DBW. I bring in the next talent, the next future of this company once I finally perish, which, God knows, may never happen. Let's face it, I'm indestructible. I'm untouchable. I'm the best. And as the best, I will represent this division going into this triple threat. I will represent everything I have stood for in this division. From day one, I got into DBW and I was thrown into the Shark Tank for this. Thrown amongst everybody else desperately crawling to the top. Meanwhile, Zach Webb and Devin James were handed tag team opportunities. Me, I had to survive. And after I got done surviving in that shark pit, you know what happened? I rose to the top twice as the first ever 2-time Anarchy champion. This was just the first championship I set out to capture, and I have it. I haven't even tried to set out for your titles. Sure, I was in a qualifying match, but let's be honest, I was more fixated on kicking Devin James's ass than taking home a new title with no history, no prestige, nothing behind it except for probably fox leather and crappy gold. As for the world champion, after what happened at Judgment Day, and now what happened at November to Remember, there is no denying the prestige that this holds compared to the world title, compared to the global title. This has never been more sought after in its entire tenure here in DBW, and here I am adding to the prestige. And if you don't believe me now, if you need more proof after everything I've done, just stick around for my Bloody Valentine, because your world champion, Mr. Judgment, and your global champion, Zach Webb, yeah, and your most relevant champion of all time, Damon Scar, we will go head-to-head in a triple threat, no disqualification, non-title matchup. And I'm going to win. And I'm going to be the best champion DBW has ever seen. That is not up for debate. You can't change my mind. That's an undisputed fact that will be backed up come my Bloody Valentine. And as for you, wretched, horrendous fans that cheer me for my show-stealing matches, I will see you, my Bloody Valentine, and I know you don't want to see me, but you want to see the fire I'm going to put on in the ring. So, with that being said, get ready, because you're probably about to see the greatest Damon Scar match of all time. Zach, Judgment, count your blessings.